Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at GameFromScratch, and today we're talking about one of my favorite free and open source game development tools out there, and it is called Material Maker. Now, this one I've been covering it since the very beginning. I've grown up with it. I really appreciate how much this project has grown over time. And speaking of growth, Material Maker 1.7 was just released. So we're going to do a quick overview of Material Maker, then we'll get into some of the details of 1.7 and some new announcements that go along with this particular release. So if you've never heard of it before, you can think of this as a free and open source alternative to, say, Substance Designer. So you can see here, you use these graph of nodes to ultimately create materials like this horror show material you see in action right down here. By the way, I can switch that out so that it would say a cube of flesh instead. So you're creating stuff like this, and you're doing it by using a node network like this. So go ahead, I can click any one of these nodes, and we can see the generated result up to that point. So you can see the evolution of how this is ultimately created. So it's coming from, again, there it starts off with, and then there, and then it feeds down to this blend from another source, that source coming in from over here, and then that is then brought into a blur, blended, generates a normal map, and different maps. Those all plug in to the material type out here. Now, at this point in time, this is a PBR material. Now, you're actually going to notice there are a number of options for materials you could output, including like Raymarch materials. Then we got displacement materials here, dynamic unlit, and the new one right here is a dynamic sky material. So that's one of the things they added in 1.7 as well. Now, the cool thing about this project is once you've created whatever you want, easily export it out to whatever game engine you're working with. File, I'll come up here, export, and you can see Blender, GLTF, Godot 3 or 4, both material formats, Unity, built-in HDRP, URP, and Unreal Engine 4 and 5 are all supported out of the box. On top of that, there is a very active community about this. Learning how to set up this graph of nodes, that can be a little daunting. Now, the good thing is, again, there's a community out there. On top of that, so you're building things out of all these various different nodes over here. So example here, I could go in and bring in a custom tiles node like so. And then here we see a preview. Okay, that was a bad choice. Let me go ahead and grab a generative one. So here, a star. So boom, it generates, and then it creates it like so. And then you've got control over all the various different inputs and outputs of that star right here. So I could change that to a polygon instead. So you got all your controls over here, but all these nodes here and operators and so on, the community actually can contribute more as well. So come up here and you're going to notice there's a ton of community contributed nodes here to work with. And on top of that, where you're learning things and just starting out, what you do is come up here. There's a bunch locally, by the way, but you can also just come up here and say load material from the website. And you're going to find the community is very active and shares very well. These are all, I believe, CC BY or CC0 licensed, just in terms of, and you can see by clicking over top of them. But there's everything you need. So if you need to have a cheese, there is a cheese. If you need to have chains, all kinds of chains. If you need to have a fence. If you need to have metals, metal. So there is an absolute ton of stuff out here. And let's look at this. This is a very simple example, a corrugated metal board. Let's go ahead. We'll load that in, and then you can see this is a much simpler texture. There is the generated result of this, so much easier. But as you can see, you can start much simpler tile nodes. So there is, again, a much more basic implementation. Gives you an idea of how this can ultimately work. So you've got a lot of materials here to work with. So if the whole procedural side of things is daunting, just go to the website integration, grab one of the more simple things out there and go from there. Now, in terms of 1.7, we've got a bunch of usability things. So we do have that new sky material we saw in action over there, but we also have a lot of changes with panels. So actually, like these being panels, you can now actually come in here, for example, and you can toggle which ones you want, but I could come in here and basically say, hide them all. So you don't want any panels, boom, they're all gone. So you want to bring them back here. By the way, there is control space, so you can toggle between those. Same thing as they now have the ability to define presets. So I could come in here and I could save my preset as a name, Bob, like so. And then you're going to find, you come up here and you've got your presets, so you can save, manage your presets, or we can just switch to a preset. Nice there. So if you've got a workflow you like and a configuration you have, you enjoy, you can now save that out as a preset. Now, there's a bunch more going on with this release. Now, one of the biggest things you will find is if you head on over to the Material Maker website, there is a new button at the top here, get on Steam. So yes, this is now available as a Steam app in addition to elsewhere. Now, if you get it on Steam, you do have to pay for it. And that's an aspect of this. But if you wanted to support this project, this is a great way to do so. And this is definitely one of those projects I recommend supporting because we're talking like, I don't know, what are we looking at? $13 US maybe. It's a very reasonable price. So if you wanted to always support this project and you didn't really know how, picking it up on Steam is one option for sure. So this will save you from having to do updates. When a new version comes out, it will automatically get updated on Steam. Now, you don't have to get it on Steam, by the way. You can still get it down on itch.io, and it's still a free program. So if you come in here to itch, you can still go ahead and say, nope, just give me the downloads. You'll also notice here, it is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, which is very nice. Now, on top of that, we got some release note details about 1.7 itself. So let's go take a look at what is new in this particular release. So again, one of the big things is they moved it to Steam. So they were working, the primary developer worked quite heavily on the Steam support. By the way, there's achievements there. So if you're an achievement person, you can grab that. But in terms of new features here, menu option to load, save, reset panels, as we mentioned earlier on. You can toggle off the side panels, keyboard shortcut for the quick bar, sorting options for add node pop-up, updated graph view, and so on. So you can see a number of just general improvements in this one. Not a lot of like shiny and new. The shiny and new basically consists of, we have here the dynamic sky material that was added in. And you can see an example of a sky actually being generated right there. They also did improvements to the text 3D nodes, as you can see them here. Not a lot of details of actually what they improved though. Added shortcut for jumping to input aperture and so on. So just some usability things as well as some bug fixes. So in terms of releases, not a ton in 1.7, at least not a ton of like sexy new stuff, but if you use it, you'll probably just enjoy the improved usability of this particular release in general. So one other thing to be aware of when it comes to Material Maker is it is an open source project still. It is available under the MIT license. You may also notice this is based on the Godot game engine. This is one of many applications actually out there that is written primarily in GDScript. So if you know how to use Godot, you could modify this pretty easily because the majority of it is actually just straight up GDScript. So you're going to find the whole project, everything here, GDScript or scenes. It's using the standard Godot UI for developing things. So this is a very successful open source application that was literally built using the Godot game engine. There's a couple of others out there, RPG in a Box, Pixelorama, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Material Maker, available at materialmaker.org, and now available on Steam as well as itch.io. Again, the advantage of Steam is you get automatic updates. The disadvantage of Steam is Steam locks you down to a single computer, which is very irritating once you have something like a Steam Deck in your household. But the option is available. And again, if you want to go ahead and support them, one of the great ways to support them would be to pick it up and buy it on Steam if you were interested. But again, you don't have to. It is still available up on itch.io completely for free. So let me know what you think. Material Maker 1.7. Again, nothing a lot of super sexy in this particular release, but still a nice jump forward. I'm curious, what do you think? Let me know. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.